2010, I had my own business, which was a marketing company. And I also did wide format printing. We had a few wide format printing machines, the type of things that used to print banners. And I had quite a lot of success with these. We used to sell a lot of them, probably 100 every week, maybe 200, quite a lot. But these were costing me money, and it was quite expensive. So I used to sell them for £129 a piece, but they used to probably cost me £40 for the mechanism and to print them and pay the staff and everything else. And so I thought I'll do a bit of maths on this, and I worked it out that if I was to buy these mechanisms from China, I'd only initial thing it worked out at £7.50 per panel. The printing itself was minimal. For me to get the material from China, over £180 for a roll, and a roll would do 25 roller banners. In China, it worked out at £12 a roll, but these were 50-metre rolls, so I used to get 25 banners out of everyone. So I thought, well, that makes sense. And the ink I used to pay over here, we used to buy them in cassettes, and I pay for it were a litre cassette. These figures are 10, 15 years ago, so it's a long time ago, and it's changed since then. But basically, we're paying for a litre £45. Chinese prices, we're looking at. Sorry. I look at the Chinese prices, and in China, I could buy this for I bought it in 5-gallon tubs for £12. So massive, massive savings. And I thought the savings that I'll get here, I'll basically they'll pay for a flight, they'll pay for everything. I had the cash flow to do it at the time, so I thought, well, I'll go to China and see how much it really is going to cost me, because what people don't know is that when you're buying off somebody in China, they give you a price, and it's the best price. It's always best price. I'll give you best price. Can't do any better than that. But when you decide to put an order in, you then become a customer. You're not a prospect anymore. And a customer is king, and a customer can get what he wants. So I thought, well, hang on a minute. What I'll do is I'll go to China and I'll find this person that's trying to sell me this, and I'll go to his factory that he's told me he's got, and I'll buy straight from him. So from his factory, that he works in, and he's a big sales manager and all that one. So I went to China. A guy met me and I said, right, take me to your. Oh, well, I don't really have a factory. I'll come to your hotel. Oh, so how's that work then? How can you sell me ink when you don't have a place that makes it? Oh, this is how it works in China. So it's not how it works in England. If I want to buy some beans in England, I'll buy them from wholesalers if I have a shop. And the wholesalers will buy them from the manufacturer, but I'm buying them from a place that's bricks and mortar. I'm guessing that you don't have an office. You're just working off a mobile phone and internet and hoping that you're going to get some sales in. And he says, well, yeah, that's what it is. But can you help me out? No, I can't do that. So while I was there, I thought, right, I'm going to find out where these factories are. So I went looking, and the prices that I've been given were one price. When I got to the factory, it was dirt cheap, like unbelievably cheap. Instead of being, say if I make figures up for this, say if it were £20 for a 5-litre tub, it was £2. And I'm like, well, wow. So what's going to cost me to get them back? And at that time, containers weren't that expensive. They were dear enough, but you could get a container sent over for, again, I'm making it up, I can't remember, say £1,000. So the idea is to make that grand work for yourself, and you treat the container as real estate. So I thought, right, if I found my roller banners and I got them down from £15 to I ended up paying $3.20 each, which is basically £2.50. So this started making my business worthwhile. And so I thought, well, I mean, if I buy if I rent a 40-foot container, I'll put a grand's worth of ink in it. So that'll give me 500 bottles of ink, and I'll pick all the colours that I need. So that's the ink. The rolls, which we're paying £180 over here for, I ended up negotiating with the factory, and I was paying £3 a roll. So right, no brainer. Box it up with rolls. So you get all the ink at the back, and then you put some rolls of loads of rolls. Can't remember how many, but a lot. You'd be surprised what you can get in a 40-foot container. And then I thought, right, what else is there? There's roller banners. Right, roller banners. So I could get 1,000 roller banners in there at $3.50 or whatever it was. So I've got a container there that's cost me £5 with a value when it gets to the UK of, well, thousands. £1 to get it sent to England. All I had to do was wait 5 weeks, get it picked up, get it brought to my place, unload it, and now I'm going from buying from the UK to making my own, basically supplying my own. I branded in with my brand BAM Media, and that was it. So the problem I had then was I thought I've got all this stuff. It's great. It'll last me years. 3 week down the line, somebody contacted me and said, John, we've only got 100 roller banners left. I thought, after 3 weeks, you've done them all. Yeah. Wow. I wish you'd told me 5 weeks ago. So we've only done 3 weeks. So I started, you have to start buying more. And we were knocking them out. We were making these roller banners everywhere. And all the ink, all the print, all the everything was coming from China. And I was making a lot of money on them. Business is not there anymore. I sold it and moved on from there. People who bought it didn't take my advice. They didn't go to China. They didn't buy from China. They just went back to doing what it was before I started going to China. But take it into consideration for what it costs if you've got the cash flow, buy from China. This video is one of many that I'm going to make, but I'd love it if you could subscribe, put any comment in, probably just I subscribe. That helps me with the algorithms, gets me going. I'm new to YouTube, I've not been doing it long. And share the hell out of it, knock it out all over the place, get it shared, liked. But most of all, subscribe. Thank you, and I will see you when I come back on for another one.